Hey guys, welcome back to another Toker Talk. It's 4 o'clock here at the Cobra High home, so let's just jump right into it.
Now, if you're already a fan of the One Piece community, you probably are already aware of the fact that there is a slight debate over whether Luffy is an asexual being or not. I personally lean into the camp that he probably is. 1, because he's not affected by Boa Hancock's devil fruit power. 2, because he doesn't pursue sexual activities, even a little bit. And 3, and this is probably the biggest one for me, I don't think that he's capable of feeling physical pleasure. Because if we remember early on from the series, he was incapable of feeling physical pain. Now let me clarify here that I do recognize that there are lots of instances where Luffy was able to be hurt by not only hockey users, but also people that were able to penetrate him. People like Don Krieg, Arlong was able to bite through his skin, things like that. But we have seen Luffy get shot, we have seen him get crushed, we have seen him get punched numerous times. Doesn't affect him. Doesn't even seem to remotely deter him. And in that way, we can assume that if you are so insensitive that you can't feel pain, you're probably not able to feel pleasure from things like being caressed, people touching you, people interacting with all your wiggly bits. Just probably not something that has much of an effect on somebody that, like I say, is too rubbery to actually feel any of those sensations. Insert constantly wearing rubber joke here. It's also the case that Luffy starts to demonstrate this imperviousness to trauma immediately after eating the devil fruit at just 7 years old. It means that throughout his entire puberty, if we accept the fact that he in fact cannot feel physical pleasure, wasn't able to enjoy any of that, either from himself or from others, because couldn't feel it. Just couldn't feel it. Was like tugging on a rope. Speaking of tugging on things, if we remember for when he goes to Amazon Lily, he ends up eating that weird mushroom that causes other mushrooms to sprout from his body, and because eventually that will kill you, the Amazons on the island decide, hey, let's be super nice, take all the mushrooms off for this chick. Turns out, though, some of them weren't mushrooms. They weren't aware of that fact, and decided to just tug them as hard as they could. And that doesn't just include his penis. They literally grab his balls and start yanking them as hard as they can, trying to rip them off. Luffy doesn't wake up, doesn't react, doesn't even respond to that sensation, which probably indicates that lesser sensations probably not doing much for him either. Don't worry, for all you shipper fans out there, being asexual doesn't necessarily mean that a character can't have a romantic relationship. Just to play the devil's advocate to myself a little bit here, even if it is the case that Luffy doesn't feel physical pleasure, it doesn't necessarily mean that he is an asexual being, because you can obviously feel sexual attraction to somebody without gaining pleasure from them. You can also gain pleasure from things that don't derive from physical sensation. Alright guys, that'll do it for today's discussion. I look forward to seeing you guys here next time on Toker Talk, and remember, follow the high.